Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Fantastic. We'll stand by. How's everyone doing today? Hope you have had an amazing weekend thus far. Welcome back to the Dungeon Alchemist Mapmaking Show. My name is Mac. I'm the community manager for Dungeon Alchemist. Today's stream will feature quite a bit of, interesting content. We'll cover that momentarily. Let me pull up the itinerary. So, today I want to discuss, during the news segment, we're going to go over the roadmap update, hand-drawn assets, and Goblin Tent. The Dam Challenge will follow immediately afterwards, where we will showcase entries from the Prison Dam Challenge. Afterwards, we will roll right into Dungeon Alchemist Q&A, covering your questions and providing answers in real time in AMA format. So if you have any questions, concerns, need guidance with your maps, exports, anything like that, you can ask during the stream and we can do our best to provide you insight. El Cardiano, welcome. So the Dam Workshop segment, I'm not sure we'll have time for it this week. I've been putting off doing this Dam feature segment with cameras and perspectives for 2-3 weeks. It just keeps getting put off because we don't have enough time. So I think we're going to do the Dam feature segment instead, just depending on how the Dam Challenge and everything goes. So that's our itinerary for today's stream. Without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Oh no. Camera. Move it down and figure out why it ain't working. There it is. We're back. Okay, sorry about that minor delay. Camera just didn't activate when the stream started. I guess it happens sometimes. So, here we are. Oh, hi, Key. My cat is laying on the chair next to me. There's like another office chair adjacent. I promise you he exists. Anyway, hope you all have had an amazing weekend and are excited for today's stream. I guess I'll just get right into the news segment. So, little bit of interesting content to cover. Y'all are hearing me, right? I just want to make sure this is coming through. Perfect. So, first thing I would love to showcase. Our team has been working on a fun new asset, a Goblin Tent, which I guess could also either be a Kobold Tent too, but either way. Yep, the Gobbo Tent. I think it looks pretty good. I like the little patchwork. Like the stitching of all the skins. Right? Gob tent, content. It's also a goblin tent, so it's... Yeah. I'm not sure if the devs took inspiration from that map or it was just coincidental, but hard to say it isn't, Anyway, moving on. These are some kind of prototype sketches for the hand-drawn assets before they get all their, like, proper coloring. Well, they just make them, like, ultra white instead of the gray they are. So this is just, like, a basic... Hey, Polaris. How you doing? Welcome back. How's the feed coming through on YouTube today? Norm Griswolf, thank you for the follow over on Facebook. Much appreciated. Hey, Lalandra. How are you? Chim, how's your weekend going? Okay, a little bit more on the hand-drawn front. This was shared by Wim across our social media and stuff and in our Discord, but I just thought I'd share it with everyone here who may not have seen it yet. So it's more of this new room type, but also a new biome. If you could see here, white parchment, the ground outside is a new biome. And then there'll also be a special room type called hand-drawn. Plus, a bunch of new objects to go with it. I think it's pretty neat. Nothing too fancy. Great for blueprints or like coloring maps for kids, or if you like an older style like this, like a traditional art style for D&D, something like this is ideal. What do y'all think of the hand-drawn room types and room type, the white parchment biome and the hand-drawn assets? Glad to hear it, Lalandra. Glad to hear it. No, there's no Twitter in the feed today. I didn't reconnect it yet. I forgot to mention that to you, actually. So I spoke with Wim about getting it reconnected, and we decided to just remove it from the multi-stream because it statistically just didn't get that much traction. And I think we're going to start moving away from Twitter as a whole, as the platform is, let's just say, gotten a little, I don't know, unconducive for a business environment. Let's just say that. Hey, Hypno, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. I just realized the Steam feed was frozen on my end. I just refreshed it. So we got a couple new faces in here today. Hypno, NRJ. Is that Energy or NRJ? I guess, obviously it's not a G, but were you going for energy? Anyway, and then El Cardiano, new visitors today in our chat. Welcome, welcome. So, I've got one more little teaser to share. Not so much a teaser, but this was shared across our social media and our Discord and whatnot. If you missed it, here, let's cover it today. And we could discuss it a little bit more at length. So this is kind of our updated roadmap, kind of just showing how everything's progressed and where it's going, right? So currently, if you could see here, oh no, my mouse highlighter isn't working. Stand by, let me reactivate it. Right here is where we are. Well, technically, we're right here. Okay, heading towards fine print. So we did the Fun with Objects update in July 2025, Room for Improvement October 2025. Then we have fine print, which will be a minor update. We're hoping to launch it before the end of the month, but it may be pushed back. So the fine print update is a whole bunch of patches and hot fixes mixed with a new feature that is basically allows our community that prints maps to do much more than ever before. Instead of being stuck to a specific paper size, you can now make maps as big as you want and print them in any paper size, and it will just stitch them all together in a big, overlapped set of prints that you can put together. I know some of our users out there really enjoy doing in-person play with printed maps, so I'm sure some of you will love to hear that. It does look like a quest log. And then after the fine print update comes out, we're hoping to get the Fun with Objects Part 2 out before the end of the summer. Fun with Objects Part 2 is going to come with a lot of features that many of you have been waiting for. Just to give you an idea, we are going to be incorporating the ability to rotate an object on any axis. So I know many of you want to be able to rotate an object on its side or flip it over to look like maybe you flipped a table on its side for defense, or maybe there was a fight in a room, or any number of reasons you want to rotate an object and put it in a different direction. So this will allow you to do that. They're also working on mirroring objects, grouping and like copying and pasting objects or moving groups of objects. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, Trope. I could name them for hours, really, all the reasons, but I just gave off some of the biggest, the largest reason, the most popular reasons, let's say that. Yeah, putting tokens on their side would be an interesting thing. So once Fun with Objects comes out, we're going to push into what we feel confident at this state once we hit here that Dungeon Alchemist is ready to go into what is called full release. We still are committed to delivering on all of the remaining Kickstarter stretch goals, but the devs feel that it is now at a point where it's solid enough product after Fun with Objects Part 2 comes out that it is now a full release, not early access. So we shouldn't be hiding behind that label anymore, is what they feel like. Beyond release, we obviously have High Seas. We have Water Worlds, we have Tricks and Traps, and Instant Dungeons still on the radar. We just weren't sure where they would land as far as timing, and we didn't want to give away kind of a date there. Now, if you can kind of see here, the High Seas update, they're kind of slating it for 2027. And then beyond that, there's still plenty of updates to happen. Yeah, for sure, Zaganza Maps. You can definitely make ships by hand right now. And when the Fun with Objects update comes out, there will be a little bit like a primitive ship builder in there as well. Using the modular objects feature where you can kind of stitch objects together really quickly. You might have seen it on some pipes and different things that allow you to kind of quickly build out sets of objects. By the way, welcome to the stream. So this roadmap, just keep in mind, there's still plenty to come after this. After we hit full release, we're still going to have free updates, including all of the remaining Kickstarter, stretch goals. And then beyond that, there'll still be hot fixes and patches and stuff like that. But then we plan to offer optional expansions that lean into things like sci-fi, cyberpunk, as that's highly requested. Additionally, there is discussion of a standalone like virtual tabletop that pairs directly with Dungeon Alchemist. What that, like a play mode for DA, so to speak. Random Ladybird, I don't know for sure. I would hope so. Like abstracts kind of behave like objects. If you disable collisions, they work like, objects do. Same with tokens, even though they're in separate, so the abstracts are definitely part of the object menu. I would imagine you would be able to rotate them on any axis, but they may restrict it just to keep it easier to place them on things. I don't know. We'll see. Interesting, off split. That's an interesting question. I don't know if there will be a discount on the official release. That being said, we kind of pretty much are in every major Steam sale. So if your friend wants to like get a deal on it on Dungeon Alchemist, make sure they add it to their wish list on Steam. And then when it goes on sale, they'll get an email so they can snag it at a better price. Whether it's our release has a sale, or it's the spring sale, or the summer sale, or the fall sale, winter sale. I would assume that you should be able to treat abstracts just like normal objects anyway, and because they are, so you should be able to rotate them on any axis. However, there may be some objects that they lock it, like objects that create a pit, like some of those things that create like a hole or a mine shaft or something. Though it would be cool to rotate it. Anyway. Bane, will this finally allow us to rotate our players away from being murder hobos? Oh my gosh. So you are so hilarious, dude. Like, honestly, I have dealt with murder hobos so much, right? And they almost always derail campaigns, right? Unless the whole party's into the vibe, then it's okay. Like, I could rant about this forever, but how many of you have dealt with murder hobos? I try, Blue Mage, I try. So let's ask the DMs here. How do you deal with your murder hobos? Keep them on track. Just give them lots of assassination missions? Consequences. Love it. Okay. So we covered our news. Shoot, I didn't put up the card. It's okay. We're going to go on to the damn challenge. So, on to the damn challenge. Drum roll, please. Who wants to know who won? Actually, the winner is Lalandra. Congratulations, Lalandra. I'm glad you're present, too. Lalandra's map was so captivating. I found it very interesting and very fun. Also, just really well designed. Let me turn off abstracts here. I love what you've been doing with like floating structures as of late in your builds. And this one here, you really took it to a whole new level with all of these like walkways and whatnot. I thought it was just really well designed. Looks good in top down, looks good at various angles. I love the like shield you have set up around it. What do y'all think of this map overall? Oh, nice. Soft split. Y'all, I got some really like good news the other day. Um so my office, it gets really hot going into the spring and summer because I'm based in Las Vegas. And you know, as much as I love living in Vegas, the heat is definitely part of it that's no fun. Um, During the summer in my office here, it can, because two computers are running and all the screens and the lights, it just gets ridiculously uncomfortable. I think to the point last year where it caused hardware in one of my computers to just start to fail. And anyway, I reached out to ye old bosses, right, about this conundrum, and because my central air just can't keep up with how hot my room gets during the streams. So basically I just kind of asked them if it would be possible for me to, so I have centralized air for my house, right, but it just can't keep up with this room during the streams during the summer. And I'd imagine that's only just going to get worse with time, right? So basically, I asked them if I could expense a window air conditioner. So I got a new air conditioner. I'm happy about it, but it's like a special one. Not like a traditional window one. It's like a U-shaped mount. It mounts over the bottom of the window seal. Anyway, so it arrived yesterday, and it is quite large, quite heavy. I gotta bring it upstairs and like move some stuff to install it. But I got it all, ordered in advance. So it's like by the time, basically April rolls around, it'll start getting really hot here. It isn't a heat pump because I don't need heat in here, really. That's not the issue at any time of the year. It would have been awesome to get one with heat and cool. But anyway, you know what? I'm not sure, but it's like it's an over the window seal kind of. It's got like a bracket like this in it that it can mount over your window frame. Interesting. Good to know. I'll have to read more into it. I just know it's like 8,300 BTUs. And it will fit in my window space. And it's ideal for my room size. So, where I live, at least in the Western US, I don't know about like other parts of the US, but it's very common for your windows to be horizontally sliding windows. So like they're kind of like miniature sliding glass doors in a window space, and you just slide it open. It's like a big pane of glass that you just slide to one side instead of lifting it up. Like I do have a couple windows that lift up in my house, but in my office it's horizontally sliding. So that's one issue to contend with. I really love this view, like between all the areas. So my concern is, why do all the cells have no floors? You just come down here and you're stuck here forever. This is it. There's nowhere to go. Sky cells. Interesting. Where are you gonna go, right? Nowhere to go but down. This also was another favorite spot of mine. If they fall, then they're no longer a prisoner because they're no longer alive. Anyway, I'm really happy that they allowed me to do that. Because, yeah, that takes that expense off of me. And I primarily would use it for work, but I'm really excited to get it set up and see how it works. And it'll be great for the coming months. I wanted to put like a mini split, but my landlords won't let me install one. They won't let me put a hole in the wall. I was like, I'll just leave the mini split here when I move. They're like, no. They're like, you can get a portable air conditioner or a window air conditioner. I was like, okay. I love this balcony. I think this is really well done. Honestly, this is one of the most impressive like floating structures I've seen. I just love the interconnected balconies and like just I don't know. It just seems like plain and simple, but also very like elegant. I guess elegant also means simple, doesn't it? But it's like really like intuitive and like well designed. I love the use of brick. I love the balconies. I love the teleportation spaces. I love the cells. Now that you say they're sky cells, it's like you come down here. This is it. You got this little ledge and nothing else. It's like a horrible version of the cube. Love it. How long do you think you put into this map, Lilandra? Wow, impressive. Honestly, like we don't see a whole lot of balconies mixed in between structures like this, and you made it work so well. The overall like floating superstructure is really imposing and like impressive. Peter. My cat's napping next to me on another chair. Yeah, it's a great use of all the space. Ah, there are bones. How'd they get outside the shield? Very cool. I will call you Bone Jovi. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to call this one Scully. And this one's. Where'd the other one go? This one's Bone Jovi. Huh? What's up, Jack? Yeah, I do give life a bad name. Wanted dead or not alive. That's good tropism. Oh, yep. Sorry. Molder. So like when X-Files first came out, I was kind of like a little kid. So and my parents didn't like me watching it. So I didn't really ever watch it. I do know their name. Yeah, like it's Scully and Mulder, right? I also know there was I called him the Cancer Man because he just every time you saw him, he was smoking like profusely. I didn't watch much of the show. I only seen like maybe 4 episodes. You did a great job on this, Lilandra. Very good job. Congratulations, and I will be reaching out to sometime between now and Monday afternoon with your prize, a $10 Hero Forge gift card, and then also we will be featuring you in Monday's Cartomancer Chronicle. So you can kind of flex your cartographer creativity on our community. Congrats, Lilandra. Very well done. And yeah, let's get a round of applause, some congratulations for Lilandra on her win. Remember, we can't all win, but we can all be winners. So Robert, I have decided to rebuild the museum at a future point with multi-level because the museum became so big, like it was hard for the average like computer to even load. And that was even after I reduced the images down to like fractions of the sizes they were before. So I'm thinking, because I still have all those images for all the previous ones, and I just got to gather new ones for like the winter sense, which I keep a log of. I could, in essence, rebuild it from the ground up with like a multi-tiered structure of some sort. Hey, it's fine. I don't mind snaps. It's like you're doing damn poetry, right? Instead of slam poetry. But I love this column right here, the central column leading out to all the different areas. Like, oh my gosh, such a good design. Technically, couldn't this person at this cell maybe get around to this person at this cell? Ah, I'm sorry, Chim. All right, we're going to move on to the next map. Congrats again, Lilandra. Really well done. We're going to head right into Revs. A lot of cool floating prisons were made. And I got to say, I'm really impressed with the work done by the community. All overall, like all the maps made were really good. I had to spend about 3 hours to pick a winner. I went through every map about 6 times trying to decide. Y'all don't make it easy for me sometimes. I'm just going to say that. Oh, I wasn't saying that was like a reason to, for a win. I just thought it was fun that we had some floating ones. I actually really enjoyed yours as well, Blue Mage. I found the concept interesting. That said, Rev, Astral Prison, very cool idea. I mean, yeah, like, why not, right? Like, this is such a cool setting for, like, a series of encounters. You know, breaking out of an astral prison, or transporting a prisoner to, or breaking someone out of the prison. This particular prison seems insane for that, for a prison break. Just because, you know, you're in the middle of nowhere. I think this one in the Sky Prison made me feel like there really wasn't any way you could get away, even if you did get out. Oh my, Robert. That, if that wasn't a dad joke, I don't know what is. That's a knee slapper. I think there was a few different prisons that pretty much were like totality. Like once you're in them, there's no way out. You know, you're here. I feel like the only method of escape on this one would be the ship that comes to transport people. But you'd have to time your escape with like a massive prison riot to get through all the layers of security just to get out. Like Andor style. Love the cells. Okay, let's place a token down here. So many little cages. So the first like line of our quest, of our campaign, was a prison break. So I actually specifically requested the DM do this because I've always wanted to do a prison break starter where the whole group like meets in a prison cell and gets out. And so that's how our group met. And we essentially kind of all came to the conclusion that we were there for the wrong reasons. Like all of us were arrested and imprisoned like by someone nefarious who was getting paid to get prisoners. So we essentially all kind of rallied against this person who got us all arrested and decided to escape together. To be honest with you, yes, my character was 100% innocent. I don't know 100% about the rest of the group. They all claim it. I didn't do like a check or anything to determine if people were lying. Because at the time, my character needed their help to get out regardless. So he wasn't gonna like put his nose up. Oh, nice, Irish lad. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Nice to meet you. And I'm glad you're enjoying Dungeon Alchemist so much. Have you shared any maps on the Steam Workshop? I'd love to take a look at your work sometime. Oh, wow. That is neat. I mean, our first weapons were things we scrounged from our cells, right? I think we broke like a leg off of a bed and used it as like an improvised club. We grabbed a chair, like a stool, and used it. I grabbed a couple of items in the room that could be used as spell components. And I, you know, was just casting cantrips primarily. I was pretty useless in the very beginning, but I was able to cast mage armor on myself because I grabbed some leather off of a downed enemy. So it's kind of neat. But anyway, I like when I could use components like that because I usually have like a casting focus. Very rarely are components a problem. Unless it's something you have to, you know, have a cost amount of, like a specific cost worth. So I basically never have that issue, but it was nice to have it for a bit. And we kind of worked together, broke out of our cell, and then made our way towards like, ooh, golem. Where are lots of golems? I missed this part on my first pass. We made our way to the various prison like cells in the block and broke everyone out and started a prison riot. And then a bunch of people were escaping with us, which made it all hectic, and they took a lot of blows for us, like a lot of hits, you know, and it saved us a lot of damage. I'll tell you what. A lot of prisoners died. Out of all of them that we like, you know, broke out of their cells, like which were like 15, only one of them survived. Aside from our group, of course. I love the golems placed everywhere. Very fun. Alrighty. Very cool map, Lord Rev. How long do you think it took you to work on this one? Are you here presently? Is he not here? I thought he was. Guess not. Oh, that's friggin' cool. That's so dope. They were volunteers, basically. We have a party member who has got insane charisma, and he's a changeling, and he has like all sorts of abilities to like, anyway, he really gets us out of sticky situations a lot and convinces people to do stuff for us like all the time, like persuades them or intimidates them and whatever, any number of things. He gets it done. But like he convinced all of these prisoners to help us escape. At first they didn't want to, and then after we were done, only one group in that entire block didn't come with us. Hey, Eric, we were actually just talking a little bit about the prison escape because we're looking at prison maps. And I was telling him how we convinced the whole prison block, save like one cell, to join us in the escape, and that only one of them survived. Yeah, it was great timing. Anyway, love this. It's a great map. You know, Rev, you did a good job, man. Wish you were here. We could talk more about your map. Just getting started. Nice, Irish lad. Well, glad to have you. If you have any questions, these streams are like AMA format. We do have a segment later which is dedicated just to Q&A, so you could wait for that. But if you can have a question, you know, right now, you can ask and we will try to address it. And then our Monday stream we do is called Mapmaker Monday. During that stream, it's like the whole stream is AMA, which means ask me anything. So you could drop in and be like, hey, Mac, I'm struggling with XYZ. Can you help me? And I'll show you how to do it, which is always great. Like a hands-on tutorial, I find is a much more valuable and useful than, you know, like maybe something in a wiki or a video that might be a year old or something like that. Love this build. Gosh, looks so good. All right, on to the next map. Onward! This next one is from Chim, called Damatoria Slam, which I feel like is a tribute to Crematoria from the Riddick, you know, universe, which it was in the Chronicles of Riddick movie, I believe. Yeah, I love the Riddick saga. It's pretty good. So you keep what you kill, right? No, they're not bad at all. Pitch Black is really good. Like obviously really good. Good enough that it spun off a bunch of movies, right? Chronicles of Riddick, I think they did a good job, but I also feel like it was like a little ambitious. And then it kind of like, I think some of the fans didn't like that it was like the same or wasn't like the original in a way. Yes, Irish, are the maps available? Yes, of course. So any map you see today are actually all available on the Steam Workshop. If you open your copy of Dungeon Alchemist, you can click Steam Workshop right there, and then you can click Browse Maps. So you can sort by most popular. You can search a name of a map. So maybe you're running a certain map or environment from a certain campaign module. You can see if someone's already made it. Like maybe you're running Lost Mines of Phandelver. You can write LMOP or Phandelver. Usually you'll find a bunch of maps. So it saves you a ton of time if someone's already made a map. Or you have a base, like a foundation to use. Alternatively, you have, you can sort by like most recent maps and see what some of the new stuff people are putting on the workshop. It's always fun to see the latest and greatest, but like this particular map that we're looking at right now is this one right here. We were looking at this one here and then this one here. We're now looking at Crematoria, which is, sorry, I thought I saw it on here. Oh, never mind. It wasn't that one. It's probably a page back. Either way. So yeah, we've been looking at different maps that are available on the Steam Workshop. All the maps that enter this contest have to be available on the workshop. That being said, oh, there it is. It was behind this plaque. I couldn't see it. Yep, there it is. This is the map we're on right now, Damatoria. Very cool. So usually when you sort by most recent, you can see all the entries from the anybody who's been sharing maps, but also our contest that we're doing today. You'll likely see all the entries because they were put up in the last few days. Sorry, I kind of had some word salad there. Anyway, moving on, let's get back to Damatoria. So based on Crematoria from Chronicles of Riddick, which is a prison planet, the planet sits super close to a sun, and it sits still. Or no, it does rotate. And the planet, basically, one side of it is facing away from the sun at any given point, and it stays cool enough for them to land in this cave environment where there's like a prison that they built. And it's an underground prison on this like hellscape world where the sun burns the surface of the planet like once every 48 hours or so. Danal Hapala, very good question. Do they have any plans to change the object scaler for the room generator feature? I would love if we could tie the object scaling from here to the room generation in some way. It seems like a natural progression, right? Because we offer universal scaling for objects. So at the moment, I'm not aware of them doing this. It has been brought up a few times before. People asking about it. I think there is a request or two, at least on our suggestion board, on our feature base is what it's called, where you can upvote and comment on it. If I believe there is one there, at least one or two that people have put up with similar things. Is it a 20-minute window? Dang. Yeah, there wouldn't be oxygen on the planet unless there was some kind of chemical reaction, right? Like a lot of sci-fi planets make zero sense if you think about them. Like Hoth, where would the oxygen come from on Hoth? Dune, where would the oxygen come from on Arrakis? It's actually explained in the books that the worms generate oxygen through their chemical process. So Crematoria, it makes zero sense that there would be oxygen on the surface of the planet, but I believe they had oxygen, right? So, yeah. The worms are very big part of the ecosystem in Dune. If you haven't read the books, you should. They kind of shed a lot of light on like the worms as a whole. But then they kind of get weird later on, the books. I mean, so you've got the little hatches, like the Crematoria hatches, which the guards would poke their heads out in the movie and take shots at the guys as they ran along the surface. Love that. The surface looks very inhospitable, very dangerous. Good use of like effects, animated objects. I love this. I think you did, like, you probably spent forever putting in all these rocks, I'd imagine. You used abstract lights? Nice. Yeah, let's take a look where they're at. I could see there's some lighting here. I wasn't sure where it was coming from. Yeah, you definitely did. It's all over the place. Very cool. Abstract lighting is a great way to make your map pop. Like, look at these little areas, the walkways. They really draw your eye. And they're just invisible lights that the light is there, but the light source is invisible upon export. Let's take a look underground, shall we? Because we are up. Ooh, look at that lava. I enjoy like the first and second book. Oh, hi kitty. Come here. Come here. How's my sweet kitty? How's this good baby? Are you okay? Hey, the Cinzia follow. Oh, that was 20 hours ago. I thought it said 20 minutes ago. I was going to be like, my bad. But still, thank you. Mime. Mike Eater. He's a good boy. He's been napping on the chair next to me most of the stream, but I think he's finally waking up. You go see mom? Go find your mom? Go bug mom. I mean, a lot of modern sci-fi is derivative of Dune, but yes, it's a very I mean, like it's kind of the same could be said for Tolkien at times too. Like the books just kind of like have their own like in-depth lore that it becomes very, very sometimes exhausting to read through, but the book itself is still good. You know what I mean? But yeah, Tatooine, Jedi, Sand People, like a lot of that is derivative of Dune. Okay, we're gonna go underground. Down, down to Goblin Town. Your nap got away from you? Bro, you missed it when we showcased your map. Nappies and mappies, right? Robert, bro, you're killing me. Can't climb the ladder, dang it. Nappies and mappies. Gotta crush a sando before you get some nappies and mappies. Listen, I will be a grumpy cartographer unless I get my nappies before my mappies. The things we talk about on this stream sometime are just ridiculous, and I love it. Love the chains, man. Very cool. Jim, like, how long did you put into this map? I'm very curious because it seems like there's a lot of extra details in the sublayer. Hey, here's the prison floor. Ah, the chains where they drop down the prisoner. And they got the little hellhound thing over here. Yes. Yeah, it's a great prison map. Like, this is a really insane prison. It's definitely got crematoria vibes for sure. Also kind of reminiscent of the like hell prison in Stargate in SG-1. Where is it? It's whose prison was it? I can't remember which Gua'uld it was. I'll kill you with my teacup. Vin Diesel, it's such a performance. It was a movie. I'm looking for a teacup. Let's ask Chim. Chim, did you stash a teacup somewhere? So we have that perfect little metal teacup. Just working on it a little bit every day. Fantastic. Gotta love it. You got to admit, though, that's like if there is a character good at aura farming, it is Riddick. He'll just like sit there and stare down, and like just everyone gets terrified. Very cool. Looks very well. The best thing about a prison like this is the prisoners really make the environment more awful on themselves, right? Usually the prisoners are like each other's worst enemies. Trying to, I don't know. Trying to get up there. Ah, darn it. It didn't jump when I pressed it. Ah. What? What am I stuck on? Sort of collider. You will not capture me, Chim. Really good work on this. Really does encapsulate Crematoria's vibe for sure. Oh. Giving me a bit of the like cell block vibes from Gears of War. Look at all the cigarette butts in the center there. When it's time to feed them, do they just dump all the food down the center shaft? They're like, here's a couple of hamburgers and some big gulps. Watching me play here, watching me jump around. Yeah. There's somewhere else down here. Let me out, doggo. Ah. Look at that little escape hole. Little hidey hole there. Something over there. Illusions off. No. I gotta. Can't see what you got in there. You got to put a token in there. There. Cheating a little bit. I said it looks clear. Yeah, that goes pretty hard, not gonna lie. Ah, this is the kennel. Got it. Good question, Blue Mage. I'm not sure if they've addressed it or not. I haven't gotten to play with object rotation personally yet, so can't speak to it on that level. Soon, I'm hoping, hopefully by the middle of next month, I should be able to at least play with object rotation and start showing it off. It's kind of the plan at the moment. So the Pitch Black movies are an interesting sci-fi kind of like franchise if you're looking to get into something new. The third one, I think they were like trying too hard to recapture the original like formula, and then people were like kind of irritated with it. But I will say overall that like the movies, the franchise, I think they did a good job with the characters, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a sci-fi franchise, you know. That being said, there is like some interesting lore and a lot of actors that you may have seen in other shows and stuff in like these movies. A lot of interesting good actors, like Keith David's in Pitch Black, and he's an amazing actor. I'm trying to think. By the way, the actors who play like a lot of Stargate SG-1 actors are in Chronicles of Riddick. They're like prisoners or army soldiers and stuff like that, but like 2 different Goa'ulds were in the prison scenes. Gotcha. I think you did a great job with it, Jim. I really like the layout. Then you got the little hallway here where the like access ports are. Only thing missing was the track. The speed track, right? You could have laid down some track here. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was definitely Vin Diesel, like in the prime of his career for sure. He did like a run of movies. There's talks that he might be coming back for another like Riddick film called The Furion. There's been rumors about it for a few years. We do need to discuss our next theme. I haven't really put any thought into it. We could start discussing it for sure. Let's head on to our next map. He's never been afraid of a voiceover role or a sequel. I mean, he made bank playing Groot, and all he did was just say I am Groot in various ways. Pretty much the same. And he did Iron Giant, correct. I was gonna say that. I was waiting to say it, but you beat me to it. There's a lot of levels here, Anani. He's trying to crash my computer, I think. Oh, it is a beautiful map for sure. Anani did a great job. So I will say this: Anani has basically mastered roofing. He is like they've figured out how to take him the most advantage of roofing, um, and like make some intricate work with it. You know. In addition to this, they are not afraid of multi-level at any height. I feel like Anani probably has like a god tier computer. Probably got a whole hamster farm instead of just a hamster wheel, like a singular one. He's got a farm of hamsters on wheels. Now, I love all the like spinning mechanisms that you added. Just taking a little tour around the outside here. Hey, kitty. Hey, baby. What you doing? It's the Tesser cat. Nice baby. Oh my goodness, kitty. Okay, come there. Come there. Those look like objects from the workshop, not stock objects. We'll figure out what they are in a minute. My cat is attacking me. What you doing, baby? Hey, my sweet boy. Did you go bug mom like I said? Oh? Because my door is open, so he's just coming and going as he pleases. Oh. Oh. Okay. Dad can't hold you forever, though. I gotta work. His head's just like tipped up into my face as hard as he can. Y'all ever hypnotize your cats? Hypnotize them? You can do it if you look at a cat in the eyes, right? And then you just slowly close your eyes at them. Not fast blinks, like slow closes, repetitive. Over and over again, they build like a crazy amount of trust with you, and then they'll just like pass out. I'm a sleep wizard with my cat. He doesn't like it. I like to make him sleep all the time. Oh no! Poor kitty. Hi, Mana. But he actually like does kiss me. He'll like come up to my face and nuzzle and keep like pushing at me over and over again. I don't know. He is very affectionate with his dad. Let's just say that. I really love the like intricate and like vast design of this. There's so many different floors. Some are just like fun ornamental design, and others are like very critical to the like actual structure. I know what 42 is. The answer to everything, all of life's problems, right? Hey, Bridge, how you doing? That's a really good shot right there. Good question. You could ask the creator who is in chat right now. Anani, right? You're here, Anani, aren't you? Or were they here earlier? Because when they were here. No, they're not here today. It's a bummer. No. But this is a divine prison, so technically, yeah, these could be some kind of biblically accurate angel. I don't read the descriptions because I don't like to get like sorry. I don't like to get a like an impression of anything in the map from a like a really well written description, right? Because it's not a writing competition, it's a map making competition. So I haven't read the description for this one, but we can read it here in a minute to double check. But yeah, now that you say it, the wings and stuff, it does kind of look like a biblically accurate angel of some sort. So many levels. So many levels. A suggestion I have for the damn challenge is fortune. So, Bridge, you can build multi-level structures using the level widget. You know, you just go up a level at a time, but as you can see here, this is some next level multi-level stuff. Like Anani has really mastered room shaping and getting roofs to do, you know, the kind of shapes they want, but also linking together different room structures effectively. Like they've really gotten good at it, you know what I mean? Okay, I like the idea of lair or hideout as a suggestion for the dam challenge. Former glory, interesting. Yes, kitty. Yeah. I gotta work, baby. All right. You. My cat is just clawing into my leg right now. I'm gonna have to lock you out of my office. I'm sorry. You're very cute. But Dad's got to work. Okay, come here. One more quick kiss. Ugh. You know, over the time, most of them are just themes that evoke, you know, like concepts that might be not only useful for our community, but also very motivational for people to make maps for. We usually pick themes that are like, you know, usually 1 to 2 words that it may have several meanings so people can interpret it however they wish. Yeah, he's upset for sure. He's probably yelling at the door now. I think the reason he's not bugging Mrs. Mac is because I think she's in the shower. So he's just like, hey, Dad, what are you doing? Dad, 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 Dad. You know, I think a lot of times we tend not to focus on environmental so much as it is like an encounter, right? So I'm open to environmental, but keep in mind, like, I I would want it to be, you know, more than just like a forest. We probably want it to be something like enchanted forest, right? Something like that. So it leads to more than just a generic wilderness per se. Thinking back on themes, though, most of them are usually like something that would help with generating an encounter or a series of encounters. So I guess we could do, you know, like an environmental one that's mostly, hey, maybe the, you know, just like the dying dunes or something. Battle map could be an interesting theme too, for sure. Overgrown, interesting. Treant office. All right, we got to move on to another map here. Good work on this one, Anani. Okay. This one was very impressive. Geronimo always brings his A game. Yeah, honestly, a good prisoner transport like this is amazing. And seeing this motivates me to work on my campaign book again. I was basically, I had like a homebrew campaign that I took like a bunch of notes and wrote down a bunch of stuff, and I want to turn it into like a campaign module that I could give away, or that friends and family and stuff could play. I don't know. But essentially, you have these prisoner transports, right? Which are armored. This is so cool. We got these big golems at the front, all chained up so they can haul it away. Yeah, this map definitely is interesting. And because it's also like in a dark parchment, like it's can be placed almost anywhere, really. Oh. Aren't you grabbing the ladder? Parkour. Parkour. Time to fall. Let's look at this undercarriage. Look at these triple wheels. Yeah, the entire undercarriage is built with objects. Very impressive. Like spikes coming out of them. One fatal flaw with these wheels is the spokes are exposed, so someone could throw something inside of it. Whop! Jam up the works. I think those that's a lock, actually. That ninja star looking thing. It is this right here. Just much larger. He put it on a freestanding wall and oversized it and then moved it here. Ooh, shadows. I like that one. That one's an interesting concept. So what is the list of suggestions we've got so far? Hey, Hendrik. How you doing, bud? Very cool. I like this a lot. I'm assuming we get back here, we're in prisoner transport. Yep, there's cells. Okay, let's put my token in there. Whoop. Ooh, upper deck. A big old cell for like a large creature or several creatures along the walls. Yeah, it really is a great detail. You can always rely on Geronimo to hit the little details like that, you know? And more prisoner transport. Cool. Just more of the same. They'll be able to see the image in the map, but they can't download the image from somewhere. It's like embedded in the map file. Also, look at all the defensive positions up top. Geez, why do you need St. Andrew's crosses on the outside? Like, wouldn't it be like you put a prisoner up there and just string them up as like in like Mad Max style? Dang. You know, some people, some prisoners are more valuable alive, surprisingly. And some people will pay top dollar to have prisoners brought to them. But a mobile prison is also kind of hard to pinpoint and examine and, you know, break people out of, wouldn't you say? Ransoming's still very much a strategy. But yes. So let's take a look at these chains, shall we? Got to pull apart a bunch here to even grab one. I think there's a very small object here. Yep, you can't grab them, it looks like. They're so tiny, it looks like. So what he's likely done is use these bollards or anything a chain can connect with. Why am I like all capsed? So there's several objects that have connectable chains between them, right? This is one, probably not the object used here though in this case, because then the chain would not be here. It's this one right here. These pillars, right? You can connect two chains between them, right? What is going on here? For some reason this isn't working. Well, you're supposed to be able to connect these together, right? You can send a chain between them. Oh, it's because there's 100 chain points here, so it's freaking out. But you see all these chain points? These are technically just these bad boys, just shrunk down to like unseeable size. I guarantee you somewhere in all this mess is one of these things right here. But then you can use this as a chain connection point between any of the other points like that, right? And then it puts like a slack position in between it. So he essentially put in lots of little points of these channels, these pillars, and then connected between them one at a time. So there's likely one here, just shrunk up really small somewhere, and one up in here, and a couple up in here, but they're so tiny we can't grab them or use them. It is pretty neat that it doesn't affect the chain size. There's an object that also does this with rope. Like this pillar here. Connected poles. So you can, set up a couple of these bad boys. Same kind of physics stuff applies, and you can shrink them down. That would be cool, huh, if the lightning worked just like that. Yeah, you can do these connections with a few different objects in Dungeon Alchemist. With electricity, with chains, and some rope on various objects. And our friend just took advantage of that by hiding like really small ones inside of this in everything that you see chains. Probably took forever to get it just right, but it's really cool. Anyway, gonna move on. We already looked at Lalandra's map. That was the first one, so we'll go on to Blue Mage. So yeah, we've got a bunch of suggestions. Let's vote on those suggestions to try and coagulate towards, one or two of them so we could pick one. So this one's called The Long Chain. Yeah, The Long Chain is an interesting name for a prison. And you have like all of these hanging, prisoner cells, the cages, right? So I'm assuming they're just kind of moving. Isn't overgrown, yeah, spelled with a WN there? If we do cliff battle, I'd rather just do battle, and then it's more generic. And then if someone wants to do a battle on a cliff, they can. Uh-oh, looks like someone got dropped into the pit. Blue Mage, really love the design here, because, hanging over this seems like it would be excruciatingly painful, right? Seems, yeah, my toesies would not be frozies, they would be glowsies. Whoa. The meat grinder. I missed this on my first pass. I don't know how I missed it. That's just unfortunate. Then all their blood comes out into this canyon over here. Honestly, it's not a problem. Open space, here's the thing. So many people are afraid of open space in maps, in hallways, in general. This is a great place to fight. Okay, you could do a nice big battle here with the warden and some guards, right? I like the crack tile option you did here, like integrating a few different tiles that like make it seem like it was broken. Abstracts, nice. That's so cool. I honestly love it. I think you did a good job. Here's the thing, you got all these prisoners kind of spaced out, right? Boop, 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 boop. Little torture spaces so they can see and hear each other. Hey, it's Algernon. He is bigger than the bowl. So. Chim, are you there still? This was the teacup I was thinking of earlier. Did you put one of these mugs in your map? Last meal area? Brilliant. So you get to hang out with a mouse or a rat? Fantastic. Wasn't sure if you replied to me earlier. I didn't see it, so my bad if you did. Okay, let's head to this area. Grimy little cell over here with someone's trying to escape, it looks like. Oh, oh, did not see the spider, my bad. Getting out of there. The tally marks are good. I think depending on the place, you know, here's the thing. A prison isn't meant to be like a fun place or like, you know, affirming or like, you know, it's not supposed to give them lots of like joy. It's supposed to be a drab place, cold, with not a lot of things going on or activities. A big open quad like this seems pretty normal. Or a big open space, you know, for receiving and like intake. No, those are abstracts because we don't have decals in Dungeon Alchemist yet. So but yeah, these are nice little details like the cracks in the tile. Uh-oh. Look at those swords. What are they doing? That's shenanigans. Who's on the ledger here? Oh, whoops has happened, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know, when I go through a map like this, that's usually when I discover that stuff. And one thing you can do as a map maker yourself to avoid those kind of like little simple mistakes is give yourself like a walkthrough in your map in first person or in the cinematic camera to just get a vibe, to see how it feels in that perspective, or if anything doesn't look right. It's very well done, my friend. Did a good job. Let's check out this guard tower, and we'll move on. How long did you say you put onto this map? No worries. I just like to ask. You know what'd be cool is if we had that baked into the code of a JSON, or like the DAM files, you know, the text information. So it's like when you save and export it, it tells you like your total work time on it, like maybe in a timer in the corner while you're working. It's optional for people if they want it up, you know, but also it's in the file somewhere so you could see it. Honestly, I take a lot of time on my maps and I don't mind it. Like, I'm not ashamed of it. Okay, so we have reviewed every map in the Dam Challenge. A lot of amazing entries. Fantastic work, everyone. Thank you for everyone that entered. And just a reminder, we're picking out our theme for the next Dam Challenge, which is an ongoing bi-weekly map making contest we host here on our stream and in our Discord. To enter, once we pick a theme, you use that theme as inspiration. You make a map of any shape or size, and then you submit that map before the deadline for this 2-week window, which would be the 6th of March. So between now and March 6th, you have time to build a map of any shape or size using the theme we end up going with, which looks like overgrown at the moment, will likely be the winner. Great, now we've got a tie. I'll probably have to be a tiebreaker. Okay. Onward! Okay. So, something I've been wanting to discuss on the stream for a while now is cameras and perspectives. Okay? And I think cameras are, you know, the perspectives and camera tools in Dungeon Alchemist are a bit underrated. Some people don't really understand all the things you can do with them, etc. By the way, we're gonna do Q&A while we're discussing features today. We're gonna skip right over Q&A because we've been answering questions the whole time. So if anyone has any questions or needs for support, just let me know and we will cover them while we're doing this, okay? Stream's almost over, so I wanted to cover a couple things that I haven't been able to. So with cameras and like perspectives, let's just load into one of these maps. Guess we could have just stayed in the last map here. Well, any map will work, but we're just going to load into something that isn't dark parchment. Alrighty. So, when you look at a map like this, you usually come into a map that you're building with in a top-down perspective. Typically just your flattened top-down. And I'm sure many of you are aware that you can click on this icon in the top right corner and change your perspective. But for those that aren't aware, maybe you're new to Dungeon Alchemist or you don't really use it that much, you can then change your angle, which allows you to, I think, explore the map more freely and build more freely. When you're in a traditional top-down, it's kind of hard to see everything at different angles and how, like, maybe this cactus is not actually sitting on the ledge correctly or something, or it's embedded in it. At this top-down angle, it's hard to see. So you can actually get into your basic 3D perspective, which would be like if you export in 3D what it would look like, or the 3D perspectives, I mean. And finally, you can release that camera to get full control over it. Hey, Aunt, how you doing? Welcome back. How have you been? But when you're in 3D, you can see, oh, this cactus actually isn't touching the ground here. We could fix that. You know, it gives you a little bit more perspective on things you might miss in a top-down or at specific angles. By the way, there is a hotkey for this, which is P. So if you press P, it'll switch between the perspectives. Alternatively, cinematic mode is a way to explore your map and capture screenshots and video of your map from different perspectives as well. I find this camera to be the most free, like unchained, untethered, allows you to do kind of the most exploration. It's like a drone, and you can go up, you can go down, you can go forward, you can go backward, you can go side to side. You can speed through areas with like a, you know, if you hold shift. So essentially you have a lot of control over where you go in your map with the, what I call the drone camera, or the, you know, the cinematic mode, as it's called by the devs. By the way, there is a hotkey for this, but it's not labeled on it. It's O. So if you press O, nice. Yeah, Rev's, man, quite a prolific map maker now. Been making all sorts of maps. I'm good. How are you? It's crazy. It feels like the last time I spoke to you, Rev was like just kind of getting his start with map making, it felt like, or just getting his start in our community at least. But yeah, honestly, it's good to have you back. Hope things are well for you. Hey, Fox, how are you? Okay. So, there's one other camera that isn't readily visible in this setting right here, or in the camera widget kind of icons in the top, and that is the token perspective, which you need to place a token to access. So when you place the token, whatever direction it's facing, if you click on this icon here, it'll start you know, your camera at that token's height facing that direction. I'm wonderful, thank you for asking. Been pretty busy. Yesterday was like my day off, and I used that to, you know, get a ton of stuff just done around the house that need to get done. I had to did some grocery shopping, did a bunch of cleaning, I designed a 3D model for like to make like a stand for I use like surgical gloves when I get like a package in the mail or something uh to open it, and like because I've gotten like gunk on me in the past, like from it leaking and stuff, and chemical burns and all sorts of stuff in the past. So I just like to be careful. That, and also I don't like to risk bringing any like unnecessary germs into the house because the missus gets sick way easy. So we like keep gloves on the counter, and there's just like a box of them sitting there. And I wanted to make a stand that would hold it. So I made a stand that holds like 2 boxes of gloves side by side. You didn't finish your project? It's okay, Fox. It happens. I also, but I didn't get the print started, unfortunately. I should have started it this morning. I'll probably start it after the stream. It'll take about 12 hours to finish it. But it's like fun to custom design something in a, in a 3D model and then print it. Very satisfying. Let's see, what else did I do? Cleaned up a bunch around the house, just boring cleaning, vacuuming, wiping stuff down, cleaned a bathroom, like really deep cleaned a bathroom, scrubbed all the walls and the shower and the bath, and just adulting, generalized adulting. So there can be, Chim, depending on the settings for the token, there can be a bob. So if you go to settings and go to first person, there is a head bob by default, I believe, and then you can also change your field of view. So you can also up your sensitivity and invert the camera here. So you have a little bit more control over the camera. The field of view is interesting because the higher the field of view is, the more like fish-eyed it is, the wider you can see, but it also feels like you're moving faster. So like if you're in a lower perspective, right? And we usually leave head bob off because people complained about it because it would make them motion sick, so I'll probably turn it off after this. But if you notice, there's like an excessive amount of head bobbing. But in the settings menu, you have control over that. So kind of back to what I was saying with first person camera. I usually leave the head bob off just because a lot of people get motion sickness when we're using the cameras, and that contributes to it. So we avoid it with that, or at least a little bit. And then let's see here. What was I going to say? Oh, so let's look at field of view. Here, let's get this kind of in view here where you see we have the wall on the edge of the map here, right? And then it goes over. Let's get it so we can get like 2 corners in, right? So we have 2 corners of this building in perspective. Well, 3 technically. We have the 2 outside corners in visible in this perspective right now, right? Watch what happens if I increase the field of view. Oops. So if you go to first person and change it to say 95. Now, instead of only seeing from this corner to this corner, I see well around each side in this same in the same space. So the field of view is a great way to also get your camera angle a little bit tighter or wider. But when you're in a wider frame, it feels like you move a lot faster in first person. Yeah, when we first added the head bob feature, like the token camera, the head bob was just the default. That's all it did. And we quickly got a flurry of complaints about it. And so we did a hot fix to fix that ages ago. I remember that there was a lot of people complaining about it, like making them motion sick. So we definitely took it serious. Mike, welcome back. How's your weekend going, my friend? So, with cameras, okay, not only do you have like your traditional top view building camera that you can adjust, get some 3D perspective or any angle you want. At this point, by the way, I just hold the middle mouse wheel and rotate, and you can roll the mouse wheel to zoom in closer and out, so you don't have to come up here and grab this thing. You can just use your mouse wheel to do it, you know. The more sensitive your mouse wheel, the faster it does it. So if you have like the sensitivity on your mouse wheel turned up, it will go really quick. If you have it turned down, it'll take a while. So essentially, you can control your camera in a lot of different ways to get different shots. These shots, pictures, video can be used to give your players for handouts or cut scenes or chase scenes or flyovers or any number of things that you can think of. Our community has come up with so many creative ways to use the camera tools as storytelling devices for their players, and I'm very grateful for that. Are Overgrown and Battle Map tied? Atlam? Okay, well, we're close enough to the end of the stream. Let's go with that. Overgrown seems to be the by a nose winner there, and we'll you know, there's like a bot that you can do kind of stuff with, but the thing is it's not easy to add like all these impromptu suggestions on the fly, and we can't use polling with Twitch because we're not affiliated, so I don't have access to that tool. I don't think, or at least it was only for affiliated user or streamers before. We don't have an affiliated channel for several reasons. We don't need income from the stream because we had the Kickstarter, and also, you know, we sell the product on Steam, so we don't need donations or, you know, money on the stream. The only time we'd be raising money on the stream is if it was like for charity, right? So there's that. Moving on from that, affiliation also adds ads to your stream. So we actually avoid excessive ads by not being affiliated or partnered. Lastly, that usually locks you into a specific platform. But that's part of the problem too. We can't have a bot that does this easily. Is we have people watching on like 5 different platforms right now. So, you know, we'd have to be able to collect that data from Steam and Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and all these places simultaneously. I do believe my chat bot has like a vote system, but we'd only be able to collect votes like on Twitch, which is a bummer. And we'd have to every week, as the names for suggestions come in, program them into the bot. I don't think there's an easy way to just add them. There might be a command option for it. I'll look into it. You've got my curiosity piqued, Robert. I'll look and see if there's a way to streamline this, because I'd love to make it easier for the moderators to track, because Atlam puts in a lot of footwork there. Before we sound off the stream, though, I'd love to hear ways you've used the cameras to your, you know, or the different perspectives to your advantage for your storytelling or for your players. Any instances you've used the camera tools, I would love to hear about it. And while we got some chat coming up with, you know, past tales of regaling us of their tales of camera use, I am going to pull up our Mapmaker Monday map. Oh yeah, I unsubbed from everything earlier, so I got to re-download it. But Mapmaker Monday is our next stream, which is this Monday. It's at a different time slot than today's stream. It's a little bit earlier, Starts at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern instead of 3 p.m. Eastern like today. So 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and I think 8 p.m. UTC. Well, I know you do that, but you could tell everyone else and they could learn that. But yeah, Chim makes cool videos of her maps. I did enjoy the Kobold song. It made me laugh. So this is the map we're working on Mapmaker Monday. It's called the Last Drop Souvenir and General Store. It's actually like it's essentially the only outpost for like hundreds of miles in either direction, and it's perfectly positioned at the only water source for miles and miles in any direction, hundreds of miles. This map here is essentially what we're working on each Monday until it's built. But the plan is this will be a kind of a pit stop in the middle of this vast, Badlands desert. And an opportunistic businessman decided, hey, I'm going to build up I think I kind of want them to be a goblin or maybe a kobold. I haven't decided yet what they're going to be. But they're building up this place as kind of their, like, a way to make money on all the travelers that come by this water, that come by this watering hole. Fox, so the dam challenge, it was today, so we showed the maps earlier. Let me just double check. Did I make a mistake in the dates that I shared? So basically, we now picked a new theme, which is now overgrown? So you would use overgrown as the next theme, and you have between now and the 6th. So Friday the 6th, end of day in your time zone. You always have to submit before the Saturday stream, or I don't get a chance to review your work. So let me see where we talked about this last here. Where the dates were. I might have made a mistake in listing the dates. No, it was listed as Friday the 20th. So yeah, if the map wasn't submitted before end of day in your time zone on the Friday the 20th, then it's unfortunately it's too late. Yeah, the new theme is overgrown. Yes, overgrown. So now you have between now and the 6th of March, end of day in your time zone. See, it's Saturday day for me right now. So it's only 2 p.m. where I live. So you would have to have submitted it, on a Friday evening or Friday day sometime. But I set the entry date as the end of the day in your time zone. That way, basically, I start reviewing them on Saturday because I live in Pacific time, which is one of the last time zones. There's only like Hawaii behind us, basically. So I'm one of the last, hours to chime over to the new day. Does that make sense? So everyone essentially gets time to submit their stuff. Anyway, sorry for the confusion there. But I hope you do enter this next one. Overgrown sounds like a fun, interesting theme. And Monday, for those who are interested, I'll be building this map, answering your questions, Dungeon Alchemist related questions in AMA format. We worked on the stables last week, finished them out. And then we're now working on the general store souvenir shop up here. So I put like some kind of dry goods and stuff like that up here last week. Yeah, technically, Fox, you are in my future. Because it's only 2 p.m. for me, and you said it's night for you, right? Oh, no worries. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer your questions and really just shine a light on our community's efforts and work. Like, part of the reason I do these streams is to give our community a chance to share their work and showcase it. You know, that's the damn challenge, if you will. And also our other streams are to highlight our community members or our dev team or our moderators and, you know, give them a chance to, you know, speak to our community and get to know them better. And it's so fun to get to know, you know, various members of our community better, but also our dev team better. These streams are super fun. Speaking of getting to know a community member better, our next stream, the 28th, next Saturday, or our next damn show, I should say. Not next stream. Our next stream is Mapmaker Monday. Our next damn show, next Saturday, Dungeon Alchemist Mapmaking show. Our special guest is Remy, one of our longtime moderators, who has essentially been with the Dungeon Alchemist like moderation team since before I was the community manager. So Remy will be joining us a week from now. Remy occasionally will pop into stream and hang out for a little bit and chat, but occasionally you'll usually see Remy on Discord most of the time. That being said, I'm really excited to have Remy on. Moving on from that, our next guest, the following guest, okay, on the 14th of March, very fun special guest I've invited on GM Eric. So Game Master Eric, who streams here on Twitch, streams his campaigns, uses Dungeon Alchemist for his maps, and he's actually my game master. I found him because of this community, and I ended up, you know, putting together a campaign with him. He's a professional DM, and he runs, like, I don't know how many campaigns, like at least 6 or so a week. He's running a lot of different campaigns, and a lot of them are streamed in public, so you can watch them and check them out. But he's a really cool guy, you know, content creator, longtime DM, GM, and Dungeon Alchemist user. So I'm really excited to have them on and pick their brain, see what they, you know, what they can share with our community. Did y'all like my potatoes? Potatoes? Yeah, the thing is like, and yeah, we can talk a lot about VTTs while he's here too, because he uses Roll20, right? In his campaign, we use Roll20 and we use D&D Beyond for managing our character sheets and inventory and like dice rolls. So D&D Beyond has a plugin called Beyond 20. Well, it's not a D&D Beyond plugin. It's a third-party developer made it as a plugin for D&D Beyond called Beyond 20, and it links D&D Beyond and Roll20 together. So if you roll on your sheet on D&D Beyond, it rolls off of your game in Roll20. So you can click on your spell on your character sheet in D&D Beyond, it rolls all the way over in, you know, Roll20. It's pretty neat. But yeah, I enjoy playing in Roll20. I've honestly played, you know, games in Roll20. I've played games in Foundry. I've never played a game in Fantasy Grounds. I need to learn how to use that from both ends, as a DM and as a player. But yeah, honestly, I am very excited for the upcoming interviews. Really eager to have these people on. It'll be a lot of fun. Hey, Dr. Fun. We're actually just wrapping up our stream. You came in right near the end. We were just kind of showing the map that we're going to be working on Monday during Monday's stream. It is called the Last Drop Souvenir and General Store. And right now we built the bottom level, which is kind of like some stables. And then we have the kind of deck here. And then we're starting to work on a store. So Monday, when the stream returns, we'll be working on this a little bit more, kind of fleshing it out with all sorts of stuff. Hello there. And then lastly, the top level will be a small inn and tavern where there's like a handful of rooms, like maybe I'm thinking 4 to 8 rooms tops, and then like a little tavern space. And then this area up here, I was going to do a balcony, but I've decided this is going to be the owner's room at the top. So we're going to make this all sealed off. I'm going to put like a staircase coming up to it. Anyway, had a lot of fun. Lot of fun. Thank you everyone for hanging out. And oh, I saw there's a bunch of feedback on how people use their cameras. So Chim uses it to make music videos of her maps to share with the community and for people to kind of check them out. She pairs them with her entries for the Dam Challenge, which I find very cool. In fact, I'll be checking that one out after the stream. And then Rev does POV images, short recordings. Those are the 2 main uses. Let's see here. What is the other one? Aunt says, I use it for detailing. So, like, being able to get in at any angle when you place objects is a really great way to get a detail that you want, right? And for instance, like this little totem, wood totem thing we made, this is like 4 objects stacked on each other. It'd be really hard to do only in a top-down perspective, right? But once we have an angle on it, we can see how they sit together, right? Anyway. Thank you everyone for participating in today's stream. I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to run a quick Dungeon Alchemist themed ad, and then we are going to end the stream, okay? I want to run a little bit longer today, but unfortunately I am having trouble sitting, just hurting. My sciatica is kind of flaring up, so I need to wrap up the stream. But we covered all the Dam Challenge entries. We covered some news and teasers earlier in the stream. We discussed a feature in great length, well, several features, cameras and perspectives. Finally, our next stream Monday, we'll be focusing on building this map out some more. So for those that want to tune in, we'll see you Monday morning. And yes, our Dam Challenge, we picked a new theme for the upcoming Dam Challenge. It is Overgrown. Using Overgrown as inspiration, make a map of any shape or size, and share it in the Dungeon Alchemist Discord in the Dam Challenge channel before the deadline, which is end of day March 6th, Friday, March 6th by 11:59 p.m. in your time zone, okay? If you enjoyed the stream today, could you do me a favor? After the stream, if you could, reach out to us anywhere that you follow us, social media, Discord, let us know what you thought of the stream. If you follow us on social media or on Reddit or whatever, make sure you upvote and retweet or like the stream posts. Even though it's already happened, it gets the word out about future ones. So it's a good idea to share those whenever you can. And then lastly, I'm going to just, do my due diligence here. If you enjoyed today's show and you're new to our community, make sure you hit that follow button or subscribe button so you can find us next time. I would hate for you to miss out on future content. We share lots of very cool information on the streams, including teasers for upcoming development, live AMA teaching sessions where we show you exactly how to accomplish certain things in your maps and builds, and of course contests, showcases of maps and assets shared by our community, and more. Interviews and more, right? Jim, thank you for being here as always. I appreciate you so very, very much. You have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let's see, who else we got here? We got Jack, Ant, Atlam, Lalandra, Rev, everyone sharing the love and saying goodbye. Thank you so, so much for being here today. For everyone that participated in the stream, whether it's your first time or your 50th time, I appreciate you being here in chat, whether you were lurking or actively chatting or moderating. Thank you so much. And those that participate in the Dam Challenge, religiously, you really are the driving force behind this content, because we wouldn't have the damn challenge without you. Like, we wouldn't be able to do these prizes and showcase maps without your maps being made. So I appreciate those that religiously participate in it, or constantly have it in their mind to come up with themes and participate in it, because I'm sure it can be daunting to work on a map constantly. So I appreciate those that put in the time and effort to share with our community and put themselves out there. You're looking forward to the next challenge, Random Ladybird? Good. Good. All right, we're going to run a quick Dungeon Alchemist themed ad, and then we're going to end the stream, okay? Appreciate you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and good night. Back out. Doo-doo-doo. Mute the music.
But can it handle curves?
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 Dungeon Alchemist, the AI-powered map-making application for role-playing games, now comes with both round and diagonal walls. Create amazing professional maps for your players in seconds. Get it now on the Steam store.
All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you so very, very much. We'll see you around our social media and Discord until Monday, when we return with Mapmaker Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m. UTC. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. Oh, shoot. I forgot to remind you guys something really quickly. Here, let me pull up the camera. So there's actually a giveaway going on right now that our friends over at Infernozilla were running for us, and I think when they posted it, it kind of fell through the cracks. So our social media, there's a post across all of our platforms for the most part, where we're giving away a set of Dungeon Alchemist dice for the month of February, or Dungeon Alchemist themed dice from Misty Mountain Gaming. So they're green dice with gold writing, and they're like stone dice. They're really nice, actually. I have a set if anyone wants to see them. So anyway, so on our Twitter, our Blue Sky, Reddit, etc., there is a post about this or maybe not our Reddit. I'll double check. But basically, it's a post that we put up around Valentine's Day. Let me see if I can find it. And to enter, basically, it's we're asking people to submit like a picture of like their themselves, like couples submitting. I don't. Sorry, I'm not running the giveaway. Let me look it up. I am so dumb right now. Kind of running on empty here. I need to eat something soon. Let's see here. We find the post. Oh, here it is. Okay, drop a photo of you and your favorite duo playing a TTRPG below. So, you and your significant other, maybe your tokens, or you, like a couple's photo, just a fun little couple's photo when you guys are playing a tabletop game. Yeah, submit a photo with you, yourself and a friend playing a TTRPG. Let me pull up our Beast Guy link for this, okay? Stand by. Just found it. Go. Is it not on Blue Sky? Oh, it was on our Twitter. Interesting. I'm very confused by this. Stand by. You mean the dice? Well, the dice come from a company called Misty Mountain Gaming. Okay. And this is... Oh, the dice is green, so it's kind of disappearing because my green screen. Darn it. There's just enough green in it that it's trying to disappear. I don't know why, but I don't think the giveaway was ever posted on Blue Sky. No wonder, like, they're saying not a lot of people are participating in it. It's probably because no one knows about it. Where is it? Okay, they posted it on Valentine's Day. I see it here on our Twitter. It was not on Blue Sky. I'm not seeing it at all. Great. Here. Should be on our Facebook, should be on our Instagram, should be on our Twitter. It was on Valentine's Day. So I didn't make this post, so I apologize. I know a lot more about the posts I make. So yeah, they posted it on our Instagram, etc. Here. That's what the dice looks like, but it's a whole set of them. So anyway, okay, we're going to wrap up the stream for good this time. My apologies. Y'all have an amazing weekend. We'll see you Monday. Back out. Oops. Got changed from that scene, huh?